have to practically beg to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And then 65 years on your 65th birthday is just around the corner. And
Yes.
somebody is saying, you have been confrontational all these years.
Mm-hmm.
And because you are confrontational, we're not going to give you a space in this household. You will
Mm-hmm.
not talk. And you have been denied the opportunity. I'm not talking about Natasha now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just talking generally about
Generally,
women
yes.
and the reserved seats bill.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't even say anything. Your children misbehave when your father comes. When your father comes,
Mm-hmm.
you want to do everything. You're that okay,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to put in an affirmative action, reserve seats bill. And the people who are going to decide the reserve seat bill is the father of the
Mm-hmm.
house, the grandfather
The
of the house,
uncles.
the dead, the uncle,
Yeah.
the nephew who are younger than you,
Yes.
the dead
Ancestors.
great ancestors who are men, right?
Yes.
They are the ones that are going to decide
Mm.
whether you will now have a voice. And you are being told that you can't, you are confrontational in the last
Mm.
64 years. But now, if you comport yourself, you will
Mm.
get a voice. Omo, I will beg, I will stoop, I will plead, because for 65 years,
Mm.
decisions are being taken and I'm excluded. So the people who are going to sign, approve that bill, please, I
Mm-hmm.
need you to understand,
Mm-hmm.
is the Senate. Akpabio, who is having, and Natasha, who are having challenges, is
Yeah.
the main person who
Mm-hmm.
is going to sit and encourage his men and women in the National Assembly. And he came to a conference and he's saying, I am supporting this bill.
Mm-hmm.
The president of the country, who is also the Baba Adini himself, the
Mm-hmm.
Jagaban, that would
Mm-hmm.
take that decision, that would influence everybody, came and said, this is a time for women. The speaker of the house, because these are the people, yeah, the
Yes.
president, the senate, the speaker, the deputy speaker, four powerful men. On that day, there were about 8, 10 men sitting on the high table. Only one woman was there. And they're saying, for you to be able to come and see it in future here, these are the people who are going to decide. And that I shouldn't be confrontational. Omo, that's all I'm saying. But now, should I now say that because Akpabio has issues, Akpabio and Natasha have issues, because of that, I'm not going to go and appeal to Akpabio because I want 100 million Nigerian women to benefit from sitting on the table. I will court, I will have breakfast, I would have lunch, I'll have dinner, what do we have after? I will have sweets after with Akpabio.
Dessert.
Just dessert, just for him to ensure that that bill is approved. Now, am I supporting Natasha sitting on a stand and saying, you know what, I haven't done anything wrong and I'm just going to come into my space and occupy? I will support her.
Hmm.
That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
Right. So with that context, thank you once again, Tol, for laying that foundation, for laying on that foundation and the foundation I laid. What are your thoughts on this? Like, I'm sure you have you're wondering how you want it, but really based off of this,
Buki is not wondering. Buki would deliver. She will bust
okay,
all of us, even in her sleep.
Buki, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I will start with this. I think it should be a Nigerian adage, or maybe I should say a Yoruba adage, where they say that if you don't use the stew to eat the yam, you eat the yam because of the stew.
Hey, wow.
Something you will look at this thing, if the stew is not sweet, but the yam is good, you will say, you know what, let me eat this thing. Or maybe it's the yam that is not whatever, but the stew. It happened to me about 2 days ago. The yam I bought was not, it's a new one, very bitter and all that. But, I had cooked the stew. It was very, very delicious. I had to say, because of this stew, I was eat this thing. So what am I saying? Thank you, Tom, for laying that foundation. Research says that for us to get to that point where the opposite gender, the male gender, will take us for who you are and will be equal. Some says it's 100, some says 120, some says 150. Let me even go by the list, which is 100.
That's
Do
100
you
years.
that is even the list. You know, different reports. I've seen 100, I've seen 120, I've seen 150. So let me even make myself happy to say 100.
Mm.
100 is, that is my great grandchildren. You know, I mean, they talk about generation about 25, 35 years. How are we even sure? But if we have a shortcut to this thing where we can sit on the table, why don't we go for the shortcut? Why are we embracing AI? Is it not shortcut to do some things to make our work faster? So how come if we have this faster route, some countries have done it and it's working for them? And we are even saying 16 years, right? And we've been talking about this affirmative statement, right? We tried it, we failed, we came back, you understand? We repolished ourselves, we rejigged the whole thing. We did a lot of permutation, you understand? Because I know a lot of begging, a lot of, you know, which they call lobbying. It's just because we think lobbying is bad. You know, because it is camouflaged with a wrong mindset. You know, the way we go about lobbying here. But we lobby. Even in the advanced world, they lobby. They know where to go to and talk this matter. The essence of it is not for us to shine, but for us to sit on that table and make decisions for ourselves. And I keep saying this anytime I have that opportunity, that even the God who created us, check the gender ratio, it's 50-50. That means God is saying that there is something you people, you know, I need you to get. So when we are not there to decide for ourselves, you know, to make them to see things from our perspective, is wrong. So if it is this begging and lobbying that we are going to do, honestly, I'm for it. That does not mean that we devalue ourselves. It is we get sense. What we get sense. You understand? When we get there, it's not that we are now going to now topple or compete or whatever it is. We'll go there and do the job, because we want the job to be done.
Sorry to interrupt you, Buki, but then in terms of Natasha saying she's not going to apologize, I want to pick something from what Tone had said. You know, like, while she feels like she hasn't done anything wrong, because Tone had said you have to always, like, you have to look at the bigger picture. In like what would you say? I don't even know how to put this in words, in terms of there are hundreds of millions of women who need to be represented, and you feel slighted, you feel like grave injustice has been done to you, but then you're still like digging in your heels to say, I'm not going to apologize. Like, what does that really mean, even for this bill? Because, you know, this wind can blow anywhere. It could be that Akwabe is saying, because you're refusing to apologize, I'm now not going to allow this move ahead. Like,
for me, let me bust your bubble. A lot of women, development partners, CSOs, grassroots women, they've been engaging senators, members of the House of Rep, state assemblies. They've been engaging them because they are the decision makers, right? We are just doing publicity and visibility, creating awareness. The people at the National Assembly are the ones who are going to sign the approve, make sure the bill is passed. A lot of them are saying, "Oh, there are 4 senators." By the way, the statement I'm about to make, I don't believe it. There are 4 senators, and one is causing this problem for Nigerians, including men and women. One is causing problems for Nigeria. If we now have more of you then we are going to have problems. And some women are saying, ah, this is going to, what is happening is going to put us at a disadvantage. I'm not saying what Natasha is doing is wrong or right. Please do not get me wrong, because I know Prince is going to phone. But I'm just responding to the comment you made.
Yes.
That a lot of the men feel that way. I just thought I should say that. So it's not just you thinking, it is what they're saying. It is a reality. Yeah. Thank you.
Please go ahead, Buki. Hello, Buki. I think her network has glitched a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll just wait for her to recognize. Yes, please.
Okay, for me, I just also want to mention that what I did was to quickly Google, where did reserved seats for women work in the world? See, we have to look at what is happening in other climes that are progressing. For me, it's about progress. It's about progression. It's about progress. There are countries in the world that are progressing. And what have they done? They have implemented reserved, increasing female representation. That's the reason. Increasing female representation in government. Rwanda, that is one of the top 3 countries in the world, right? According to Global Index, that has really hacked and fixed inclusion. Rwanda reserved over 40% for women in parliament, making it a global leader in female representation. Rwanda. Senegal and Rwanda is a country that everybody wants to go to. It's a country that everybody, you go to Rwanda. Remember what happened in Rwanda, right? You go to Rwanda, you think has had to implement reserve seats bill. But please continue. What for me is saying is that could Natasha saying she's not going to apologize, could it affect the passage of this bill? That's what for me is basically asking.
Yes. So I want to think that if these 4 people that we have highlighted, with the integrity of their heart, that they really want this, and they have made pronouncements, and they want us to take them by their words, because there was no attachment of Natasha to their statements. And because we believe it's honorable, they are the ones that we elected into that office to run the show for us, take decisions for us, I mean, just watch over us. And they have made this. I don't think it will affect. I don't. But we also know that there are some people that cannot manage their emotions, that they are power drunk. I mean, let's say it. Because they sit in the power, they sit there and they say, okay, if you don't do this, this will not go. I don't want to pray, and I don't want to hope, and I do not want to see them as such. So let me camp with the first one, that we expect them to honor their word, because there was no condition attached. And honestly, even if there was a condition attached, then we will have reason up to say, why would you attach? Because there are 2 separate issues. There are 2 separate issues. We're talking about women here. We're not talking about Natasha. We're talking about women. It is a pity that Natasha is our agenda. But there are 2 different issues. Talking about that Natasha thing, there are different issues. It's just that they are all intertwined. But how I wish we can unbox them. Unbox them to say, on this matter, Ojebi, on this one, I stand by you. And I would like to say the story that my pastor mentioned one day. Maybe you know Africans, we use parable, we use story to narrate some things. He said when he was working in the mail system post.
I think Buki's network.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, we just have to keep rolling.
Yes,
The
please.
question for me has raised. It will be good to have you call us 07000 for us to hear your thoughts. Do you think that Natasha not insisting not to apologize? She has a right to say that insisting not to apologize would affect the passage of the bill. Um,
Mhm.
um, Bukola has made a fantastic postulation that look, the people that are responsible for passing, who are leading the National Assembly, that's the Speaker, the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, the Speaker, who needs to talk to their colleagues. They're not that kind of a person. That's what, and that we hope they're not that kind of a person. I mean, we see how the Speaker, Abbas Tajuddin, has been championing the bill. We see how the Deputy Speaker, the sponsor of the bill, have been resolute about the bill. We see how they have been engaging their colleagues who are the decision makers, who are going to vote for the bill. We don't think that's what Buki is saying, that she doesn't think that would affect the bill. So it would be good to hear what you have to say. A call
We
is
have a
in.
call,
Yeah.
yes.
Good morning. How are you? What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, good morning. This network, we need to read out the WhatsApp and the SMS numbers,
Yes,
because
and
if for go on.
the number to call, the number to text or WhatsApp is 08155 917 917 or 0703 1756 537. We have
So
a call,
please,
but we cannot hear you. Hello? Mm-mm. Please go
okay,
ahead. Tom, please go ahead.
okay. It's I'm just about to say that it's hitting the top of the hour, 8 a.m. Newspaper review during in the full breakfast of your women radio, WFM 91.7. Today, Wednesday, 24th of September. We really want to hear what you have to say. We're looking at the headlines, we're digging deep into the stories of the day, and we're talking about Senator Natasha, who resumed back at the National Assembly and insisted she hasn't done anything wrong. She's not going to apologize. A school of thought are supporting and healing her. Another school of thought are saying, just, it doesn't cost anything. Be diplomatic, And another school of thought are saying, would this action affect the reserved seat bill, the passage? We don't think so. We, as women, really do not think so.
Good morning.
We call. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning. So, good morning, Fome. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Nigeria.
Yes, good morning,
So,
Mrs.
to your
Abdul.
question this morning, Mrs. Oboli, thank you for throwing lights from yesterday's discourse to this morning's zone. To your question, I don't think it will have any effect on passing the reserve seat bill for women. Natasha's case is quite complicated, as it were. I don't see that having a bearing on the case at hand. Having said that, I want us to critically look at this case, because an injustice to one is an injustice to all. I'm speaking for Natasha, I'm speaking for Senator Akpabio, I'm speaking for everybody, the women folk generally. And I can't see why this would have a ripple effect on what we're talking about presently. You see, on Natasha's story, I kind of understand the motive behind her saying she will not apologize, because to me, you can't beat a child, and that child is, whining and saying, I didn't do this, and you beat me, and you expect that child not to cry. Some have argued that she's stubborn, defiant, and strong-handed in her approach. Well, I differ on that opinion, because I remember when this story broke out, I was invited for a studio session where we were discussing an issue. Now, after the show, Natasha called one of us in herself. You would be alarmed. I can't say the things she said on national radio presently. You will be alarmed at what she said after that. She was even shocked that we're organizing a show just to honor her. But after the show, Natasha called us one-on-one, and what she said, oh my God, if it were to enter into the tabloids, everywhere would blow up. But let's leave it at that. Now, what am I saying? She even told us she'll be going to international space to plead her cause. But we're not to say anything about it till she made that move, which she eventually made at the end of the day. Now, you would agree with me, too, that when we are saying women are strong-headed, I think it's a stereotype. If it were the men, will they push this cause further than what we're talking about? The male counterpart, now I'm not saying gender now, male and female, but the male counterpart has held on to power, onto the reins of power for God knows how long. And they have flagrantly disabused the rule of law, no respect for court verdicts or decisions, none whatsoever. Yet, we have allowed things to go on, and the woman is standing up for herself for once, in spite of criticism, in spite of sidetracking, in spite of different things. Yes, she remained undaunted, even as she pushed her cause. Your guest said something this morning. Maybe she would need to explain it to me. When she said, it's a pity Natasha is my gender. Well, it's not a pity. Natasha is my gender. I have no, it's unapologetical for me to say it's a pity.
Unapologetically woman. We are unapologetically.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, thank you very much. Because she's my gender. She's pushing her cause. Akpabio should go and push his cause. This is not a collective fight. So two fighting. Me and you, we have issues, okay? And then somebody is because you have the judge, the jury at your beck and call, and you can approach me. The answer is
she will call back. Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So we should all be shushed up and whip into line. See, I'm a very stubborn person as well.
Don't go yet. Don't go. Don't go. When you finish talking, don't go. You said something that you said something that some people see Natasha as stubborn, strong-headed, and defiant. Maybe that's why she's a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is why because maybe that's why she's there. Now, listen, you remember this girl, this woman, this lady fought battles before she got to the Senate.
Yeah.
So maybe that is why. That's how some people are subtle, some people are gentle, some people are feminine, and there's absolutely nothing wrong in me being told, you being Oboli, you being Fumi. I believe that her stubbornness, her strong-headedness, and her defiance is what took her to the Senate. That's what I believe.
Exactly, ma. Exactly. So now, are we now going to say, okay, if it were to be somebody else, you know that person will not even smell that seat of power. But because they know that every time you push a Natasha down, people are there to pull her up. People are there to prod her on. Your station was always on her case. For every day she was out of office, you will come on the air and say, so how many days now Natasha has not been in power? You talk about Leah Shuaibu. Because of this particular cause underground, even when we went for rally, we were just shouting all over the road, I am Natasha. And so when in this magnitude, you try to shush up a lady that is an iron lady, you expect other people that have these cases, how do you expect them to present their own case at the end of the day? Please. Natasha is a woman, a proud, altruistic, amiable. I don't know her from Adam. I only got to hear her. I've not even seen her in person. But I am saying that an injustice to one, whether to Akpabio or to Natasha, is an injustice to all. And if we must pursue this cause to achieve a state of equilibrium, we should do that without caring whose God is God, with no holds barred. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Thank you so much. Mrs. Oboli came with so much power this morning. Thank you so much, Mrs. Oboli, for always calling in.
Energy. Yeah.
And yes, always calling in your contributions. Again, you're one. I don't want to say you're one of our. I don't want to play favorites, but permit me to say it that you're one of our valued contributors. We really
valued
love
voices.
Like you might, like I said last week, you might be upset about something, but you have a way of still finding the balance even we can hear that this is what you're saying. You're not being disrespectful, not divisive.
Another call has come in
Yes,
for me.
please go ahead.
Hello,
Hello,
good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Weekend Radio. I've been listening to all of you. I've been laughing. God bless you all. And thank you for giving the opportunity to contribute. Yes,
Thanks. Go ahead.
I agree with you 100%. Madam Buki also, I agree with you 100%. I just don't want to repeat what you have just said. It's based on individual, we are different people. My own opinion may not be your own. And that is life. So I'm not going to reward that. But Madam Buki, thank you very much. God bless. I agree with you. All you have said, all 100%. And so also, and the woman that came yesterday. ADC telling my President Tinubu that he's going to do one time. We saw their crisis and everything. I don't think that this people really understand President Tinubu. When it comes to politics in Nigeria, if Tinubu is President Tinubu is not number one, it's number two. And you know how to play politics. And let me tell them, it's only God that will remove that man there. Because what you need is strong opposition and government. People that you push in to do the right thing. Look, we are talking about that thing. Look at this life now. I don't know whether you're on Bante. If you're on Bante, national minimum, your minimum wage will not be enough to people. Sometimes if something does not concern us, we don't say anything until that thing gets to us. So there's a lot of things. Parents are suffering. The government should do something. Economy is growing, but it's not really reflecting to the poor masses. So people should tell President Tinubu, let him do something to alleviate the suffering of people. Nigeria, many people are dying for aiming they're not supposed to die for because they don't have access to do that and that. So let somebody tell President Tinubu. Tinubu is doing better. To me, they have not done well. I voted for a campaign, I voted for, but they are disappointed. I pray early he change the better. And let us, all of us, in a year, we are always do that. Knowing that we do, God, thank you, God bless you, God bless you.
Thank you so much, Evangelist Dixon, for always calling in. You're also one of our, most consistent callers. Thank you. The way you come with, you are very, very calm when you come, and we truly appreciate you. Buki. Oh, there's somebody that replied your question to the question we had this morning. Val Okachi says an apology is clearly an acceptance of wrongdoing or admitting to inappropriate behavior, while compel an individual to admit to an act that was never carried out. We must learn to do things properly as a people. If it is not right, it can never be said to be great. Good morning, ladies, and have a blessed day. I'll take this one as well. Beautiful morning to you in the studio on Natasha and other seats for women in the National Assembly. Let me tell you, Natasha is not representing you women well. Before you forget, Natasha went to court, and the same court asked her to apologize to the court or to the National Assembly. She refused. And my advice to her is that the same group of people that support her are the same people who support Fubara, and Fubara knows how they landed him in trouble. For the caller that says Natasha called her, that is Natasha's side. Have you listened to Akpabio's side? You cannot just conclude when you listen to one person without listening to another person. This is from Additional Wasiu in Ikorodu. Lastly, we have 2 days ago, Mr. Peter Obi called her out. That's the First Lady, Mrs. Tinubu, Oluremi Tinubu, called her out for this insensitive donation. Today, they claimed to raise 20.4 billion. Where did they get that money from? We need the bank statements from the bank so we know who gave and what they gave. I suspect fraud, if you ask me. Olushoga Ajayi from Odonla, Ikorodu. Right. Those are the messages. Please go ahead.
Yeah, for me,
Yes,
I hear very loud and clear what Mr. Wasiu is saying. We're women radio. We're always on this. We're unapologetically women, female, but we also have to inform and educate Nigerians. The reason why Natasha was suspended was not because of sexual allegation. That wasn't the reason why she was suspended. We have to be clear and we have to be fair to all sides, like he said. Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan was suspended from the Senate for 6 months due to a heated disagreement with the leadership of the Senate President Godswill Akpabio over the reallocation of her seat in the chamber. The suspension was triggered by her protest against the seat reassignment on February 20, which the Senate deemed unruly behavior, violating its standing orders, right? So there was protest against seat allocation. She protested the Senate president's decision to reassign her seat. The Senate accused Natasha of unruly behavior and contravening its standing orders. That is the reason, right? It has nothing, according to the Senate, to do with sexual harassment. And I agree with Wasiu. I agree. We have heard Natasha. We hope the Senate president will grant women radio an opportunity to tell his side of story, because we're journalists, we're broadcasters, and we have to.
Many thoughts are crossing my mind now. All right, so a lot of times we think it's because of the sexual allegation and all that. It is not. It is not. You know, and I like the fact that Tomo had laid it down. Okay, there's a call coming in. Let's it's a hot again. We'll come back. Yes.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Omi. Good morning, Adeton. Good morning, Nigerians.
Yes, Mr. Prince, we can tell it is you.
Yes. First, let me start calmly first. First, I want to beg for something. Okay. Adeton and
Yes,
Madam Fumi, both of you, I believe you are the staff and management of this privileged station for us to be part of. I believe if you can do us the favor after giving us the headline, leave us and your analyst, if there is any analyst on every day, to have more time. You take over our analogy. You do more talk than we that ought to have called. It's a phone in and text message program headline.
Okay.
That is one observation from me. Comment to Natasha, like the lady that called. At the time you just read us something, and somebody called to agree with you 100%. Men that fail to note or give their wife hand to excel in life in their home, when they come on air, we know them. Men that see their daughter as second pedal to their son, we know them. Men that see women as threats when they talk, please let us leave religion. I'm a pastor. I've never called to this radio and said, this is Pastor Emmanuel calling or Pastor Prince calling. No. Hello? Nigerians,
we can hear you. Please continue. Yeah.
When we come to place of marginalization, men have been, she asked a question. He said, ever since democracy, please, I want to note, those National Assembly, is it not time for women to be a Senate president? Is it not time for a Nigerian woman to be a president in this country? I want us to come to the place that it's not you begging for 10% and somebody is polishing English that we want more women in the National Assembly. That's why we are giving them 10% outside the vote, like Adeton said yesterday. No problem. But I believed in this. This is Nigeria. It has played out over the years. I am 40-something years now, 44, going to 45. So I don't hold any apology on this. I know Nigeria when Nigeria was working. Are you getting me? And now I have come to the place that, conclusionally, I've seen that Nigeria, if we continue like this, Nigeria, in fact, I don't know why women, you should be the one begging. My wife asked me a question yesterday. He said, is it that you went to school more than I do? No. Both of us, we studied the same course even. And she's excelling on her own ground. I'm excelling on my own ground. I have time for my own self. She has time for herself. I cannot pocket my... Now, you said something about seat assignment. Please, if a woman is taken from the National Assembly, you are taken from where the camera was. I don't know if they showed you saw the video. Please, let us go back to the video. You don't need to educate us on what happened past. Go back to the video. It's still on the air. Find out where they pushed her to. Why should you push a woman that was outspoken? Why wasn't it a man that was reassigned? Why was it? Okay, you said it was not sexual harassment. What led to her bringing out the hidden issues of sexual harassment? What would have transpired between this agreement, I don't want or I want? This is Nigeria. I'm talking about culture now. If there was, do we even have this full story? If Atabio made an attempt and she said no, then he wanted to punish her and push her to that place so that she will be relegated. Have we thought about that? We think it's all on the TV? No. Women, I am begging you. I am begging you passionately. I have the platform, and my own platform is given to women too. I told us about one of my programs. Park of the Palace is a program I run. I don't care what men say. Men have never been better than any woman in any society. My father is never better than my mother. We have everything, but it is collaboration of the two that brought us to where we are today. It is the collaboration of my own strength and my wife's strength or weaknesses that is pushing me and my children up. So when you are begging and you are please see, you want to make story for yourself. I don't know. Okay, now a man is the chairman of the committee. Hello, a bit that a man is the chairman of party. A man is the chairman of women, whatever. I leave us. I will not call it for now. See
Please don't go,
morning.
sir. Please, I want to ask a question. Don't go, sir. I want to ask you a question, sir. Prince, you said we shouldn't beg. Please tell us what you feel we should do after 65 years. What do we do? What should we do? What do you think we should do?
I think he's dropped off the call.
Prince has dropped off.
Yes.
It will be good to it'll be I
go ahead.
Go on.
Okay, sorry. So sorry, Tom. Yeah. I think it's the how do you call it? Before you respond and I talk, it's jamming. So
Yeah.
but Tom wanted to say something. Yeah, Tom land.
No, please go
No,
ahead.
please go
Please
ahead.
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, for me, I don't even see it as pleading or begging. I think is making a case for ourselves. Making a case for ourselves. Let our voices be heard. Right. So that's it. So I don't see it as beg, no. You know, it's like we are here. Can you see us? Can you hear us? You understand? I'm making a case for ourselves. Okay, so let me start. I was actually trying to get a story, and I was telling them that Africans we love stories, to make a point. But let me first take it where Mrs. Oboli mentioned that she needed me to explain why I said it's a pity. The reason why I said it's a pity is because Natasha, the case at hand now it's about a woman. That was why I said it's a pity. If it's a man, wahala. But because it's a lady, so unapologetic, yes, anytime for a woman I dare. You understand? I mean, unapologetic. I mean, that's it. That's the way God has created us, and I'm happy. I'm happy about that. But what I said is because the case at hand that we are looking at is a lady. You understand? So I hope you are able to get me, and I do not want to be misinterpreted or probably you feel that I miscommunicated that. But to the issue at hand, like I said, I love the fact that
I think we have a call. I think we have a call. Hello, good morning.
Madam Adeton asked a question.
Oh,
what should we have done? What should women have done instead of begging?
Prince,
Yes.
please, thank you. Let me just quickly lay my question again. Thank you. So the first thing is, see, we're taking calls. When your calls come in, we interrupt. We also read messages, but we can't have a blank space. And that's why you have co-anchors, myself and Fumi, and you have an analyst. And that's why we talk. But when your call comes in, we're taking your calls. It takes priority. We read your messages, and we also have to inform, and we also have to educate, and we also have to lay a foundation. So my question to you now is that you said women shouldn't beg. But for 65 years, for 64 years, we have found ourselves in this situation. You said women are competent. I honestly agree with you 100%. Women are competent, women are able, women are capable, but they're not being given opportunity to sit where decisions are being made in terms of governance and in terms of ruling the country. So what should women do? If you're saying we shouldn't beg, Tell us what we need to do so that it can happen.
This has been my blueprint for women. Every organization or group I've led in life.
We're not talking about organizations. Prince, I need to stop you there. Hold on. You see, when it comes to organization, hold on, Sam. When it comes to organization, the corporate sector, you can take decisions. But we're talking about governance and politics, and we have a record of how women have struggled. We're not talking about blueprint in the corporate sector. Your blueprint will work in the corporate sector, but we're talking about politics, the National Assembly.
Gil, this is what is needed to be done. And if women can do it, every woman in this Nigeria will fly. Number one, recognize that you have the population first. So you must not be used as a bait to use it, getting the men into the power. Until you recognize that we have the population. Even the Bible says a time is coming, 7 women will cling to 1 man. That means men are always insufficient in every society. But if you believe that men is the head, you have subjected yourself to the list. First, recognize your population. Number 2, you now that is a woman in this studio, I know you are one of the people that are viable. You have the capacity, you have every means to know who is to know. There was a woman that contested for presidency in Nigeria. If most of you women who have the power, now watch, especially your organization, go and look for women who have never been in politics, who are hiding themselves. They are hiding from the society. They don't want to be known. If you push yourself to Ungazo Kojewala, you push yourself to people like Dora and so on, most of those women, bring them, put them on the limelight. Number 3 that you need to do, you that is speaking now, you don't need to look at men and see men as somebody that you can beg before you get what you need to get. In your organization, it's only women voice, apart from Emmanuel that I'm hearing his voice, women and then our 2 other analysts. So if your organization have all the women, please, you have the challenge. The fear of tradition is what is keeping women away from the reality. This is my 3 most powerful suggestions for women.
Prince,
and you don't need to beg any man.
Thank you, Prince. Please, let me just quickly answer your number 1. You said we have a population. See, when I say that I love to inform and educate, that's what we do well. In the last election, 8 out of 10 grassroots women voted. I'm saying this because Women Radio carried out a survey, national survey. We engaged grassroots women in the 36 states of Nigeria, including FCT. 8 out of 10 grassroots women, they have a permanent voter's card and they voted. And guess what? They voted 61% male and they voted 39% female. And they were influenced. Hold on, sir. I'm giving you statistics. Now. Wait.
Remember, you don't need to go there because the men have given their pocket money for Indomie to the 8 women that voted against the women. So the answer is clear. You don't need to tell about it.
No, for me, let him talk, please.
If we line up 100 women today, we line up 100 women, and I bring out a carton of Indomie, because the women have recognized hunger in this country. With the 80% of those women that are lined up.
So I think your comment is very demeaning to women. Knowing that you support women, your comment is demeaning. Sir, men like you also will marvel at Indomie. I'm telling you that we have the numbers, we have the population, men influence the decision making, but we still need to engage women. So when you say that we don't have to beg, we will beg the men to allow women to occupy positions, because your blueprint works in the corporate sector. It doesn't work in politics. Why don't you take a few of your men, go to the National Assembly, engage the Senate President, and tell them what you're saying? Because they don't listen to you here. Go to the National Assembly, do a full page advert in 5 national newspapers, and write a letter, public letter to them, and explain to them exactly what you're saying. Then at least other men will come together and people can see that your blueprint maybe will work. So, Prince, I'm not disagreeing with you that women are competent, capable, and they have a capacity. I'm not disagreeing with you that women have the population. I'm not disagreeing with you that we shouldn't have fear of transition. But when you say we do not beg, the men have told us they're not going to give up the seats. And they have been sitting there for years. And we're just saying, what else do you think we should do if we are not to beg? But, it's been wonderful talking to you, Prince. For me.
Yes, I think, Prince, so you do not misunderstand what woman's saying. She's saying that since you feel passionate about this, maybe take some men to go and do a walk, a protest to say, no, we are demanding that our women be put in power. Maybe when they hear your voices, which is still going back to what she says, saying when they hear your voices, they can listen to you, because
They
we've
will.
seen men typically listen to men. Wow. It's been quite a hectic
But if there's one thing we need to agree with Prince, women are competent, women are capable. And my own I'm sad because every time we want to talk about women, we talk about Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, we talk about Dora. Are they the only two people? Are they the only two people? It's sad now. Dora is late. Ngozi, we refer to them, and we have 100 million other women. It's very painful. So for us to be able to, reference other women, we need to get them to these positions of authority. And Ngozi did not just get there. Ngozi has also done the ropes of politics as well before she got there. Dora was also appointed, So it is a sad story where we find ourselves as women. It's like we have to beg for everything in our lives. We're not saying it's right, but hey, what do we do?
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Buki. I'm so sorry because I'm so sorry that we didn't even get to really hear your thoughts today. Like, everybody just came with so much fire. We hope to do this again.
I mean, it's okay. There are many thoughts, but let me just wrap up one thing that I want to say based on all what we have had. There are strategies and there are tactics, but it's always good for you to get that major strategy that will make all the tactics work. The strategy that will make the tax that Prince said work is what we are going for. Let's make it easy at the top. All those ones that he's mentioning, they are tax. Everything will fall in line. But right now, we just have to get that thing at the top. So whatever we need to do, if we have to package it in a way that they will know that we are begging, but meanwhile we are saying we are making a case wrapped with begging, we go do them, because we know that when we enter all those tax, they will naturally flow. Then we cannot begin to.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Work for yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Buki. Thank you to our callers. Thank you to our texts. We can't take the remaining messages, but see you same time tomorrow, 7:30, on hopefully a less fiery episode of Newspaper Review. Tomorrow,
but it's good to be fiery.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Good to be fiery. Have a wonderful day. My name is Tomoki Wale.
Thank you.